Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Zaid and I am here to talk to you about AWS Lambda. Before jumping to AWS Lambda, I want to talk to you about cloud computing. If I want to talk to you about cloud computing according to NIST, then the definition is cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access to shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provide interaction. Amazon Web Services. Amazon provide lots of services. Amazon Web Services is the market leader in IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and PaaS, platform as a services, for cloud ecosystem, which can be combined to create a scalable cloud application without worrying about delays related to infrastructure provisioning and management. With AWS, you can select the specific solutions you need and only pay for exactly what you use, resulting in lower capital expenditure and faster time to value without scarifying application performance or user experience. Amazon offers a whole universe of products and service for building or expanding your cloud environment. And here are some AWS product categories like compute, storage, database, migration, networking and content delivery, developer tool, management tool, media services, security, identity and compliance, analytics, machine learning, mobile services, AR and VR, application integration, customer engagement, business productivity, desktop and app streaming, Internet of Things, game development, and many more. Global infrastructure. Global infrastructure is a region around the world in which AWS is based. Global infrastructure is a branch of high level IT services which is shown in the figure. AWS is available in 19 regions and 57 availability zones in December 2018 and 5 more regions, 15 more availability zones for 2019. Now comes to the very important topic AWS Lambda and serverless computing. Now what is serverless computing? Serverless computing is a cloud computing execution model in which the cloud provider runs the server and dynamically manages the allocation of machine resources. Pricing is based on the actual amount of resources consumed by an application rather than on pre-purchased units of capacity. So here are some advantages of serverless computing. The first one is scale. Flexible scale without worrying about complex and time consuming data migration. Second, simplicity. You don't manage any server and OS. Availability managed by cloud provider. And the cost you pay only for the request served and the compute time required to run your code. Here is the symbol of AWS Lambda. And the supported devices and the supported services are Amazon data stores, endpoints, repositories, event messages, services. There are many languages supported by AWS Lambda, and that's are Java, Go, PowerShell, Node.js, C Python, Ruby. AWS also provides a runtime API which allows you to use any additional programming languages to your functions. Serverless applications. So what makes an application serverless? Four keys of properties serverless application you should know about. First one is zero administration. Deploy code without provisioning anything beforehand or managing anything afterward. There is no concept of a fleet, an instance, or even an operating system. No more bothering the oops department. The second, auto scaling. Let your service providers manage the scaling challenges. No need to fire alerts or write script to scale up and down. Handle quick bursts of traffic and weekend. The third one is pay per use. Function as a service, compute and manage services charged based on usage rather than pre-provisioned capacity. You can have complete resource utilization without paying a cent for idle item. The result, 90% cost saving over a cloud VM and the satisfaction of knowing that you never pay for resources you don't use. And the next, increased velocity. Shorten the loop between having an idea and deploying to production because there's less to provision up front and less to manage after deployment. Smaller terms can ship more features. It is easier than ever to make your idea live. Synchronous model. When you invoke a function synchronously, Lambda runs the function and waits for a response. When the function execution ends, Lambda returns the response from the function's code with additional data, such as the version of the function that was executed. To invoke a function synchronously with the AWS CLI, use the invoke command. Asynchronous model. You can use either synchronous or asynchronous method to call operations on AWS services. Synchronous method blocks you thread execution until the client receives a response from the service. Asynchronous method return immediately, giving control back to the calling thread without waiting for a response. Because an asynchronous method returns before a response is available, you need a way to get the response when it's ready. The AWS SDK for Java provides two ways: future objects and callback methods. Stream based model. Amazon Kinesis data streams, which is known as KDS, is a massively scalable and durable real-time data streaming services. KDS can continuously capture gigabytes of data per second from hundreds of thousands of sources, such as websites, click streams, database event streams, financial transactions, social media feeds, IT logs, and location tracking events. The data collected is available in milliseconds to enable real-time analytics use cases such as real-time dashboard, real-time anomaly detection, dynamic pricing, and many more. Benefits. There are many benefits. The first one is real-time performance. Make your streaming data available to multiple real-time analytics application to Amazon S3 or to AWS Lambda within 70 milliseconds of the data being collected. The second, durable. Reduce the probability of data loss. Synchronous replication of your streaming data across three data centers in an AWS region and the storage of that data for up to 7 days. Provide multiple layers of protection from data loss. Secure. Meet your regulatory and compliance needs by encrypting sensitive data within KDS and privately accessing your data via your Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, that is known as VPC. Data can be secured at rest by using service-side encryption and AWS KMS master keys. The last but not the least, easy to use. Build your streaming applications quickly using the AWS SDK, the Kinesis client library, that is known as KCL, connectors and agents. Easily process data within integration to AWS Lambda, Amazon Kinesis Data Analytics, and Amazon Kinesis Data Firehouse. Elastic. Dynamically scale your application Kinesis data streams, scale from megabytes to terabytes per hour, and scale from thousands to millions of put records per second. You can dynamically adjust the throughput of your stream at any time based on the volume of your input data. Low cost. Kinesis data streams has no upfront cost and you only pay for the resources you use for as little as $0.015 per hour. You have a Kinesis data stream with 1 MB per second ingest and 2 MB per second egress capacity. Lambda logging. AWS Lambda automatically monitors Lambda functions on your behalf, reporting matrices through Amazon CloudWatch. AWS Lambda permission model. In this, we are going to talk about IAM role. The point first is permission you grant to this role determine what your AWS Lambda function can do. And the second, if event resource is Amazon DynamoDB or Amazon Kinesis, then add read permission in AM role. The function permission you grant to your Lambda function determine which service or event source can invoke your function. Resource policies make it easy to grant a cross account permission to invoke Lambda function. Lambda configuration. Compute resources, maximum execution time, that is known as timeout. Third one is IAM role, and the fourth is handler name. Lambda execution context. How? Each execution context provides 500 MB of additional disk space in the directory. The directory content remains when the execution context is frozen, providing transistent cache that can be used for multiple invocation. Programming model. Handler is the function AWS Lambda calls to start execution of your Lambda function. Context. AWS Lambda also passes a context object to the handler function as the second parameter. Via this context object, your code can interact with AWS Lambda. Logging. Your Lambda function can contain logging statements. AWS Lambda write these logs to CloudWatch logs. Exceptions. Your Lambda functions need to communicate the result of the function execution to AWS Lambda. Lambda function handler. The first is input type. The first handler parameter is the input to the handler, which can be event data or custom input that you provide, such as a string or any custom data object. Second, output type. If you plan to invoke the Lambda function synchronously, you can return the output of your function using any of the supported data types. If you plan to invoke the Lambda function asynchronously, the output type should be void. Lambda context object. Get memory limit in MB, get function name, get function version, get invoked function, get AWS request ID, get log stream name, get log group name, get client context, get identity, get remaining time in meals, get logger. Now come to Lambda logging. AWS Lambda automatically monitors Lambda functions on your behalf, reporting metrics through Amazon CloudWatch. To help you troubleshoot failures in a function, Lambda logs all requested handled by a function and also automatically stores logs generated by a code through Amazon CloudWatch logs. You can insert logging statements into your code to help you validate that your code is working as expected. Lambda automatically integrates with CloudWatch logs and pushes all log from your code to a CloudWatch logs group associated with a Lambda function. Lambda error handling state. This is the code given by the AWS itself for using error handling. This is written in Java. Limits for invocation. AWS Lambda provides some limits, and here are some limits. Memory allocation range. Minimum 128 MB and maximum 3008 MB. And on ephemeral disk capacity, it provides 512 MB and number of file descriptors 1024, number of processes and threads 1024, maximum execution duration per request 300 seconds, invoke request body payload size 6 MB, invoke request body payload size 128 KB. Deployment limits. Item. The first item is Lambda function deployment package size, that is 50 MB. Total size of all the deployment packages that can be uploaded per region, that is 75 MB by default. Size of code dependencies that you can zip into a development package is 250 MB. It is also by default. And the last total size of environment variable set is 4 KB. Lambda pricing. Free tier. In free tier, 1 million requests per month. In request, 1 million requests free. First 1 million requests per month are free. in duration, 4 lakh 40 lakh GB seconds per month free. Lambda pros and cons. The advantages, the first one is scaling, faster development, operational management, reduction in operational, then the last is cost. And the cons, execution duration, stateless, testing, monitoring and debugging, denial of service, tracking. That's all for AWS Lambda. Thank you.